The program sets restrictions on both net and gross monthly income broken down to household size. But the barrier to acquiring food aid in Michigan has been lowered. It is Governor Gwich'in Whitmer signed a bipartisan bill removing the asset test as a requirement to receive SNAP benefits. And according to the Michigan Executive Office of the Governor, the move will offer greater financial security to those who need it the most and ease the burden of receiving aid. Michigan is now one of the 37 states with similar laws, and the governor says people who had more than $15,000 worth of assets, including vehicles and savings, were disqualified for food. Officials say that 500,000 children in Michigan will benefit from the eliminated asset. And now in Maine, all recipients of the SNAP program will have their monthly benefits delivered to them by today. SNAP benefits are distributed to eligible residents from the 10th to the 14th of every month, with all beneficiaries scheduled to have their benefits by the month of July by Friday. Now, the next round of SNAP payments will also begin on August 10th. The state of Texas will complete issuing SNAP benefits worth up to $1,700 for a month of July this week. Texas has a long window for issuing payments, lasting through the first 10 days of the month. Even the amount received depends on one family size. A single household will receive $281, and an 8-member household will receive $1,700. But on a federal level, some House representatives want to expand the number of food stamp recipients subject to work requirements and time-limited food benefits by raising the age of people covered by the rules to 65. Members are writing the bill against the backdrop of extraordinary uncertainty in the economy and inflation, including the cost of food is so high that the Federal Reserve is willing to risk a recession to slow the prices down. Economic disruptions are caused by the crisis, and the robust labor market is expected to weaken in the months ahead. The past week, Democrats of the Department of Education announced that it will begin discharging student loan debts for borrowers who've been in repayment for 20 to 25 years under a one-time payment. Around 800,000 borrowers will benefit from this, and there will be $39 billion dropped. Joe Biden said the previous announcement is a one-time adjustment and will become an even more important lifeline for struggling borrowers than repayments start in September. The one-time payment adjustment the Education Department had counts certain months that were previously ineligible towards student loan forgiveness. But now, everybody, the Education Department announced a one-time payment adjustment for all direct loans and federally owned family education loans. Now, the adjustment to student loan accounts will go toward helping borrowers get closer to forgiveness under the income-driven plans. And after this adjustment, people should be getting stimulus payments because the one-time payment adjustment helps to reverse some of the damage caused by loan services that did not properly track deferments or steer borrowers to roughly 180,000 working poor households who claim the state's earned income tax credit on the 2021 state tax returns. The state earned income tax credit currently is worth 30% of the federal credit and provides recipients an average benefit of $700. The one-time $300 bump Lamont and other Democrat-controlled legislature approved for earned income tax credit recipients effectively raised the state credit temporarily to 42% of the tax benefit. But tax reform advocates have been pushing for years to make permanent a child tax credit and enhanced earned income tax credit program. The governor said he wants to reassess the state's fiscal health after much of the $3 billion in federal crisis relief Connecticut received last year has been exhausted. Over the weekend, buyers paid a $5 a gallon, or roughly $100 to fill the tank, and gas prices have doubled since Biden took office. JP Morgan analysts predict $6 a gallon by August, and experts warn this crisis will continue even after Biden's term ends because he's dismantling fossil fuel production. There are now 20 states plus Washington, D.C. with averages of $5 or above. The highest priced states remain California with a state average of $6.42 a gallon. 31% of the nation's 130,000 gas stations were already selling gas for more than $5 a gallon. There are stations and states where gas is cheaper. About 15% of stations nationwide still are selling gas for less than $4.50 a gallon. But even in May, states where gas is cheaper, such as Mississippi, lower average income can mean drivers have to work longer to fill up their tanks. Biden has fighting. New data has been released, and it's by the federal government. Nancy Pelosi has made an announcement on inflation. Millions of low-income households can expect to receive inflation relief checks very soon, and these payments will be automatically sent out for some, while others may have to take action to receive this assistance. And not only that, you guys want to be sure to continue to watch this video because it gets much more interesting. Now, as Republicans regain momentum on concerns about the economy, the only thing that Democrats seem to agree on about their issue is that inflation, high gas prices is the problem. Now, Representative Ro Khanna, Representative Ro Khanna has told NBC News that, "What is our message about why inflation is going to be worse if Republicans win? I don't think our economic message has been loud or sharp enough." And when asked about inflation this week, Nancy Pelosi said, "We'll have to message it better in the next 3 weeks ahead, with gas prices up again, and the one-time payment adjustment the Education Department had counts certain months that were previously ineligible towards student loan forgiveness." But now, everybody, the Education Department announced a one-time payment adjustment for all direct loans and federally owned family education loans. Now, the adjustment to student loan accounts will go toward helping borrowers get closer to forgiveness under the income-driven plans. And after this adjustment, people should be getting stimulus payments, because the one-time payment adjustment helps to reverse some of the damage caused by loan services that did not properly track deferments or steer borrowers to forbearance, instead of income-driven toward repayment payments, which would have continued toward years of payments. Some borrowers in the public service loan forgiveness program have already seen the payment adjustments in their accounts, so we know that's a good thing.
The worsening climate crisis has wrought destruction across the country, and Oregon is not immune from that devastation. Every year, our wildfire season becomes more severe. In fact, right now, there are 19 active wildfires in Oregon alone, burning thousands of acres, threatening properties, and upending daily life for hundreds of Oregonians. Yet, as the risk of wildfire has grown, our wildland firefighting capacity has fallen far behind. And that's where the Civilian Conservation Center Enhancement Act comes in. This bill will actually cut through the red tape to ensure the Forest Service can hire brave Americans who are ready, willing, and able to battle these blazes. I thank my colleagues.
A spokesperson for the Department of Education told CNN the Department of Education will begin beta testing the student debt relief website. During the beta testing website period, borrowers will not be able to submit applications, or they will be able to submit applications for the Biden-Harris administration student debt relief program. CNN has reported that anyone who applies for the debt relief in the beta period will receive a confirmation email, but the application will not be processed until the site formally launches. Once processing begins, most qualifying borrowers are expected to receive debt relief within weeks. The spokesperson also continued that these borrowers will also not need to reapply if they resubmit their application during the beta test, but no applications will be processed until the site officially launches later this month. Borrowers must have also federally held student loans to qualify. The Education Department will work to determine applicants' eligibility, and once approved, it will notify borrowers that their applications were sent to loan servicers to process debt relief. According to CNBC News, those loan services also ultimately will inform borrowers that relief has been applied, in addition to providing any details about outstanding loan balances and monthly payments, everybody. So as you can see, there's a whole bunch of stimulus checks, whole bunch of information to know. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Now, here's some important news. It's finally happening. Financial relief is actually underway for millions of Americans. Many people are expecting to receive thousands of dollars in extra stimulus cash, and you can get yours right now. Now, a fresh round of